Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines Snowfall. So I've made a few little tweaks over here just to try and get more people using this tram line. It's still the least used of all of our public service lines. Nobody's using this. I'm going to keep faith with it for now. Going to hold it onto it for now. But what I have also done, as you can see there, I've got a couple of buses running. I've added an airport shuttle route. So I've got two stops. I've noticed a weird graphical glitch as well. You can see here I've got a stop. Now the stop is only on one side of the road, but it's on the opposite side to where the stop is marked. And it's the same around here. I've got a second stop just here, and again it's on the right hand side of the road where the bus has just stopped. But the indentation is on this side of the road, which it shouldn't be. Now if I zoom out, when I get to a certain height, it changes. So you can see that the white line to indicate where the trees are planted is now on the correct side of the road. But when I zoom in, you get to a certain height, and there, you see it's changed on the hotel, and now it's changed on the ski lodge. I don't know why it does that. It's a very strange little weird glitch, but I did notice that. Over here, again, I've updated the roads just to make them a little bit nicer and stop people parking on these roads by putting the trees in. I've also put obviously the bus terminal just there, or the terminus of the route itself, the shuttle route. I've added in a couple of taxi ranks, and I've also added in a taxi depot just here as well to split a few more taxis into our city. Still getting quite a few flights coming in on our airport, which is great. Upgraded this bridge to a double lane bridge, just because it looks a bit more impressive with the girders going across there. So this is now quite a big junction, as you can see. Quite pleased with that junction. Our metro system is going well. I did do the reworking over here, so you can see that's now fixed. This is what this now looks like. So again, put the tree roads in there to stop people parking on there and push them into the actual car parks attached to the buildings. As you can see, they are now parking where they're supposed to park and not on the actual street itself, which is good. Getting good usage of our metro system across almost all of our stops. Obviously, we've got the one stops down here that nobody's using because there's nothing down here, so there's no reason to take that stop. So we're going to start zoning in some more bits and bobs. We also need to recoup some money because I did, as you can see, obviously drop in the super luxury hotel here next to that, and that wiped me out to just literally about $10,000 left, and that was it. So my cemeteries are emptying at the moment because they all filled up overnight. So while they're emptying, let's zone in some more bits and bobs over here. So I'd like to have a bit more residential just over here. And what I'm also going to do is put in a little bit of commercial, sort of in these gaps, like that. And I'm also going to put in some more office work, or office space, around here, like that as well. There we go. That's just going to zone in that little area for us. Add some more people in. And then let's see where else we can zone in. We've still got a lot of space over here. I still want to put something in here. Obviously, I've got this temporary power line that'll get ripped out in the future. I would still want to put something big in there, but I don't have the money to do that at the moment, so I'm still kind of having to zone bits in here and there. But let's zone in a bit of residential around these schools that I've recently dropped in. I did consider dropping in another university, but I figured we'd probably had enough already. Let's see. I get the feeling we might have space for something around here. We haven't got much in the way of decorations in here, like parks and so on and so forth. So let's look at maybe dropping in a park or two somewhere. See, we could put a big park in just here, but I'm kind of saving that space for, as I say, something a little bit different. So let's see, can we get a smaller park in there perhaps? Somewhere near the metro perhaps, or... Yeah, I might come back and put a park in just there. I need to do something in this area because you can see the happiness rating over here isn't particularly good. So I'd like to see if I can squeeze a park in somewhere over here. Yeah, I can get one into this space. I'd rather put it somewhere on a corner perhaps, so let's drop one just there. Oh, that fits beautifully just there. So yeah, we'll stick a park just there. We'll lose a bit of our residency, but we will get a huge boost in happiness, as you can see. Instead of having just solid red, we've now got a nice big boost to our happiness over here. We can still do a little bit more than that. So let's see what other decorations we can drop in. Something nice and small. Maybe a plaza. That's one of our crematoriums just there, isn't it? So yeah, maybe if I relocate where that school is. Or take a bit of space. I'm going to take a bit of space off that tram line there, off that turning loop. So let's find trams. There we go. I want to build a little link like that. Let's take that off. That off and that off. Let's take that out, and we'll reposition that in a second once we put the plaza in. There we go, that fits perfectly. And now... nope. There we go. Let's try and bring our footpath back across. Hopefully pedestrians will be able to just walk across that way. I suppose time will tell. Kind of like to maybe have something linked in this space as well. We'll see. We'll see if that's effective or not. Yes, it is. Okay, people are able to use that. That's good. Right, other decorations, other parks, plazas, and so on and so forth. Let's get a couple of playgrounds in. That's a large playground, isn't it? Let's get a small one in. Something near the schools, perhaps? Hang on, have we got a... Oh, that's the sauna, not the crematorium. That's the crematorium just there. Okay, we got space to maybe stick a playground in somewhere around here. Not without ripping up a load of housing. You know what? Let's do it. Let's drop a playground in just there. Yeah, that's definitely helped. Now I need something in this sort of space over here. Again, saving that area for something nice and big. Something from our set over here. So I'm thinking, what can we possibly put in over here? Theatre of Wonders, that's quite small actually. Let's look for something a bit bigger. Museum of Modern Art. Didn't we build one of these already? No, apparently we didn't. Spa Hotel. I think we've already built one. Yeah, building already exists. I thought we'd built one of those. Ah, the casino. We don't have enough money. We need 450,000 for one of these. We are a little bit short at the moment, as you can see. Plus, I'd also perhaps like to put the casino somewhere up here as well, maybe. Well, we can look at certainly some of these plazas, perhaps. Look at the Statue of Wealth. See where we can maybe stick that. See, I quite like the idea of having it along the waterfront area. It does take up quite a bit of space. Maybe if I plonked it in there. What's that done to our zoning? Now there is a little bit of space there for another residential building to be built. Won't be a particularly big one, but we'll still get something in there. What else can we plonk in that isn't going to be horrendously expensive? Plaza with trees. Yeah, let's plonk one of those either side of our sort of entrance there. That'll have a nice big kick on of happiness in this region. You can see a lot of buildings turning blue there. We could maybe do something down here as well. Oh, this is that one that always goes at the long angle, isn't it? A ski lodge. Well, not really the right place for a ski lodge, is it? How about a curling park? Would one of those fit? No, not unless we plonked it on the corner. Okay, let's plonk a curling park in just there then. Yeah, and we're going to be eating up some of our real estate here, but you can see immediately we're getting the benefit with all those buildings upgrading with that big happiness boost. So we'll lose a bit of real estate, but we get a massive boost to what survives, which brings the average back up again. So it's, you know, it's has its downsides, but it has its positives as well, and I think the positives generally outweigh the negatives. We definitely need to do something in this area. This is just, you know, really depressingly bleh. So because we haven't got anything on you know, anything built here at all, we can build all sorts of stuff along here, which is really good. So I'm thinking we put some plazas in, and we can actually be quite liberal with these. Let's see, I don't really want to plonk them right next to intersections to the freeway, so let's try and place them a bit more strategically, perhaps like that. Then we can zone stuff in between them. What else can we drop in? How about a small park? That's, yeah, no space for a small park. But what about... see, if I plonk it in there, that's going to take up that entire block. I want to do something to boost these guys. It's a shame there isn't anything really small that we could drop in, like small statues. I mean, they're all taking up a lot of space. You can see there, we're getting that happiness benefit to some of these buildings. They're all levelling up again. Got a noise complaint, that's because of the metro line, that's to be expected. There's not a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. I tried to be careful with where I placed the metro lines, but you're always going to get some noise complaints when you have metros running through the centre of a city or through a, you know, through a residential area. It's handy, but you're inevitably going to get some people that don't like it and get miserable. Let's see. Up to 353,000, still not enough to be able to plonk in what I was hoping to plonk in. I think we really do need to put in a big park somewhere. One of these. I mean, these are big. So where could we possibly... I mean, if we rework the spacing on these bits, we could stick a park in. Trouble is, I can't really reposition where these are now because I've got this one here, so I can't put that one at a slight instep. I'd have to make it a substantial instep, in which case I'm just creating lots and lots of junctions in an incredibly short space, which just destroys traffic flow. Let's take this piece out. Let's put a park in over here. Yeah, let's take that piece out as well. Oh, it's so fiddly trying to place parks. There we go. Let's put a really big park in just there. Like that. And then hopefully we'll be able to squeeze something in behind it. Let's look at some of the smaller unique landmarks. Something like the Brandenburg Gate, for example. That would go in underneath quite nicely. What else do we have unlocked? There aren't that many, actually. Should we go with the Statue of Liberty on this map as well? It's a question of where we could put it. That's the thing as well. I mean, short of putting it somewhere over here by our airport. I suppose we could do that, couldn't we? I don't know. I kind of like it to have its own little area. Maybe if we find a place over here, perhaps. I don't know. I still need to do something about a rail connection into this area as well, because we just don't have one. I don't think we have any land tiles left. Oh, we have 2 left. So, let's see. If we have 2 tiles left, then we could look at maybe unlocking this one. That would certainly give us a bit of creative freedom. Or I could unlock this one. And, oh no, I'd really only need to... That wouldn't work. See, our rail connection's there. I can't see where it goes from there. It goes to there, so... yeah, we could, if we unlocked this tile, we now have access to a rail link here. So we can now branch off this way and then bring rail into our city over here, which will work better. It also means I can now build over here, which means I can maybe, potentially, put in my international airport over this side now. And then I can have another freeway junction just here. Yeah, that gives us plenty of options. Let's see if I can actually rotate this around to find a place where it will actually go. I mean, it's saying the slopes are too steep at the moment. Is there anywhere it's flat enough for it to actually go? Certainly one of the most awkward things to place is the international airport, simply because it's so picky. Ooh, it will go here. Okay. Is there anywhere else we can perhaps squeeze it? It looks like that might be our one and only spot. Is sort of around here. Yeah, everywhere else just doesn't like it at all. And it has to be at that offset angle, unfortunately. I can't really get it quite... Oh, there we go. We can get it straight there. So I could build the airport just there. Alright, let's do that. Let's build it there. Let's turn it off, because it's going to be a while until we're ready to use this. So we need to basically not pay the upkeep for it, which is going to bankrupt us. But we'll get that in just there. And then... you know, we can build an off-ramp here. We can close this airport down and do something else with this area. Maybe turn this into a tourist area. put in some tourism and bits and bobs instead of having this airport. And then I can have an off-ramp just here, which then feeds down. We can do something with this area here. We can maybe even put something in just here as well, some more residential perhaps. And then bring that slip road down this way as well. That could work. And then obviously we've got all of this space to build into, and more importantly we have our rail link. So before we go too much further in terms of building and building and building, I need to start thinking about where we can put our rail connection. You know what, this doesn't seem like a bad spot to maybe put a rail link in. Have a big station over here. Instead of having rail going off into multiple locations, we could basically well, actually no, we would still need to do something, have some way of connecting that rail if we wanted to do a link from there over to there. So maybe I'm going to have to really think about where I'm going to do the railway. I might have to go underground with the railway. That would work, I suppose. Take an underground line out somewhere. Might mean removing these buildings here and actually having an underground line going down here and then running under the map and then coming back up somewhere over here perhaps into a station, and then we could have a link from there going off to the metros. We could even bring the metros down to the station, and then we could have another external station connecting to here, so it runs along here and then comes into this area. So yeah, we've got some options. We've got some options. I'll need to have a little ponder about that. Before we go too much further, I want to continue zoning around here. I've got a big demand for residential again, which is good. So I'm thinking we put some residential in just here and here. Let's put in a little smattering of commercial there, and put some offices in just there. What's our health situation looking like? We've got one hospital there, one there. It's a little bit overloading, I suppose. Let's drop a clinic in somewhere where we have space for a clinic. I was hoping I could sneak one underneath the bridge there, but it won't let me do it. So alright, yeah, let's plonk a clinic just there, just to help alleviate some of the pressure on the hospital. And then we'll probably stick another hospital in somewhere sort of in between as well. Maybe here. Let's put it there. So we have good road access. There we go. Oh, and immediately you can hear all these buildings just pinging and upgrading now that they're nice and close to a hospital. And improved health services. You can just see it's, you know, development going on all over the place. That's excellent. Where else can we add healthcare? We need something down here, actually, by the look of it. Let's see, where can we squeeze a hospital down here? In here by the business park. Seems like a decent place. Yeah, there we go. And that should get another wave of pings going on. Yeah, you can see the arrows just popping. You can see all the redevelopment going on just here in our residential district. That's excellent. Alright. Where else can we zone? There's not a lot of space left, actually. We need to put something in just here. Let's put some offices in there. Let's create a footpath. Sort of here as well. Not enough money. Oh, wow. I am losing money. That's not good. It's those hospitals that I plonked in, that's why. I'm going to need to kind of ride the storm on this one a little bit, I think. Just let these businesses improve and let our population increase. You can see our money is starting to, or the amount we're losing is starting to decrease. And there we go, we're back in the green. So I just need to let some money come back in now. But I do want to run a footpath just there. Oops, didn't quite go far enough. There we go. Alright, so we're making a nice bit of cash again. Can't really do much until that's built its way back up again. So it's just a case of zoning in the right places now. Where else can we get a nice population boost? This seems like a nice place to get a residential boost. There we go. We can do something here other than residential. Let's go offices along there. I think if we put offices there, kind of like the idea of a little bit of commercial in here. Just kind of goes with this little stretch of commercial that we've got just there as well. Let's check our kind of happiness rating. See, we need something a little bit here, I think, just to give this area a little boost. What can we drop in? I suppose we could go with a ski lodge. They're quite small. Just finding the right location. Definitely had a good positive impact. I could do with something over here as well. What is this I'm looking at? Skating rink. Yeah, we could do a skating rink. Let's plonk the skating rink just there. Oh, that's looking much healthier than it did earlier. Very few areas now that don't have some kind of happiness. Yeah, that, you know, we could do something over here though. Let's put a ski lodge in over here because these are small, and I need something small just there. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And then I could do with something small over here as well. We've got a ski lodge just there, I think. Oh, that's a statue, isn't it? This is industry, that's why. It's like industrial zone. Kind of leave that as is for now. I need to stop these from emptying. Oops. There's one, there's two more, there's one there. And there's the last one. There we go. Anything burnt out that needs dealing with? No. Just take a quick check in on our industry. We haven't looked over here for a little while. See how busy things are looking. Getting some decent amount of traffic. I mean, it's not a hugely woody area over here, but you can see we've got a nice little forestry area kind of up and running. We make our way over here. This is where the real busyness is. But you can see we've got really good traffic flow around that roundabout. We're not getting any major delays or issues, no huge queues. Oh, hello, what the... We've got ghost cars again. I don't know why this happens. I really don't know. But look, we've got all these people riding the metro and then... they just start disappearing into the snow and then they reappear somewhere else, and I don't know why they do that. I really don't. It's so annoying. Look, there we go, look. In fact, hang on. Let's pause. I'm actually going to follow one of these guys. See where it is that they actually end up. It completely ruins the look of the city when you just see cars just suddenly appearing where they shouldn't be. Where's he going to turn up? See, they're just below the surface of the snow at the moment. They should start peeking back through again. Here we go. And they're peeking through at that metro, which is on the same estate. Why? Why is that happening? It's the same route. Look, they get off here and then they just drive through the snow and then come back in here. I don't know what the hell is going on. Why are they doing that? I just don't understand it. I really don't. It's still happening. Look, I give up. Every time I find one of those things and I try and fix it, it just moves the problem somewhere else. If anyone else is having this issue, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know that I'm not going insane and it's just me that this is happening to. I just don't know why it keeps doing that, but it's infuriating the hell out of me. I might send that footage to Paradox and see if they can, have anything to say about it. I kind of lost my train of thought now with that. Where was I? Oh yeah, we were looking to see how the traffic flow and everything was, weren't we? Well, everything seems to be working quite nicely. We've still got space over here. Actually, we can zone in a little bit more industry. Let's zone in another block just there. And a block just there. Like that. Let's try and get some more people working in this area. Hopefully we won't have a worker shortage. And that might actually make us a bit more cash as well by being able to export more goods, perhaps. You can see we're getting a lot of import here for raw materials that we need for some of our businesses, some of our industries. There's quite a bit that is making its way back out again. And of course, some of that is internal transfer, so some of that is completed goods that are sort of, you know, riding our freight line up here and then going to either this stop or this one over here. But a lot of it is just straight exportation. There isn't too much that tends to get transferred. Obviously, we've got our freight route over here as well, so we can try and transfer freight from one of these ports to another. I want to see if I can maybe see... That's our cruise liner. There we go. I want to watch this and see if we can actually see a freight liner go from one of our harbours to the other. It might not show us because of the shipping route. I know, yeah, they can both go in the same, you know, opposite directions on that shipping route. So this one's coming in from the sea. Yeah, most of our stuff that's being exported is taking that outside line. Where's this guy gonna go? He's coming down here, so maybe he'll stop off here. This was the reason I plonked this in here, was with a view to maybe being able to do ship transfers. I don't know if it actually works though. I've yet to see a ship carrying cargo go from one of our internal ports to another internal port. But having said that, I haven't really spent that much time sitting and watching, so I honestly don't know if that would work or not. If you have managed to pay attention to that and you've checked and it has worked, please do let me know. Oh, we were going to connect our metro lines up here, weren't we? So let's do that. Let's go... Actually, I've gone all the way around. There we go. Let's bring a line... which one do I want to bring it onto? I suppose it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we need to create a route. Find a colour. There we go, that's kind of an in-between colour. Bring that in there. And then loop that back like that. So this is going to be a really... Why have I got a broken line here now? Oh, I've still got a light blue one in there, look. There we go. Just looking to see which line gets more passengers, and it's very much... I think... I don't know, it's probably 50-50 in terms of how many people are using which of our two lines going north. It's about 50-50. I was looking to see whichever one had the least passengers on, I would throw the connection onto that one there, but that seems to be working quite nicely. We're getting a good transfer of people, and then some of them are changing platforms. There's a whole host of them are then running out to join this metro system over here. Look at the sheer wave of people, look. Feeding into our metro networks. Let's see, metro stats. Let's take a more detailed look at our transport. So if we look at Metro in particular, let's see. So this is the line that we just added here, Metro Line 10. We're only getting 13 passengers at the moment, so not many at all. But it is a connection. And, oh, there we go. Now we're up to 71. Now that more people are becoming aware of this Metro line. 71 people. Metro Line 4 is this one here. And that one has 927 passengers riding it. That's a huge number. Absolutely massive number. But it is, you know, quite a big line. It's the only one that we have on this side of the city. You know, obviously on this side here we've got this one here. So if we can see, this is Metro Line 2. See, it's flashing because to show that we've highlighted it. 405 passengers riding that one. Metro Line 3, we get 550 people on that one. Yeah, and this one now, Metro Line 10, is now up to 142 passengers. So more and more people are starting to use that. So that little link there is actually proving to be quite an effective one, and it is allowing people to then transfer from that point onto either this line or this line or that line or that line. So that's really, really cool to see, and we're getting good numbers across our metro link. If we go to our trams, that's our that's this line here. It's terrible, one passenger. I really am about to give up on this because we're paying for, you know, that line to run and no one's using it. Let's take a look at our other tram networks. So this one here is the one that runs along the back, and you can see we're getting 78 passengers on that one. That's not too bad. Short little network like that. Which one isn't doing too well over here? Oh, that's this one. That's the shuttle line. We're only getting 42 people on that one now. I'm surprised at... well, we've got the metro, look. That's why. The metro's taken some of that business, I think. Yeah, because the metro kind of runs a similar kind of route. And people that might have used that can now maybe just use these tunnels and then come out here by a metro stop. So, yeah, maybe that's why that's no longer the busy line that it was. Plus we've kind of shifted the focus of our city away a little bit as well, but we'll keep that there because it is being used. It is a great way to sort of you know, link our two different sort of tram hubs together, so to speak. And then we've got our lines over here. 125 on that one. Which are our residential lines over here? This one here, 258. 195 on that one. They're quite busy. And they're off feeding, you know, this part of the map. If we come over and look at this hub here, which is our purple line. Which is our purple line? Where's that down? Ah, the purple line's our little shuttle run here. See, this little shuttle run here from our station to our airport, that's actually servicing 100 passengers a week. That's really good. We'll look at our hub over here. So we've got the industrial line that kind of loops around the edge of the estate and then feeds into this little turning area here. That's 318 passengers a week. It's more of a rail link now than an industrial link. And then we've got these two lines down here, 346 and 373, both very busy residential lines there. And so we've got, you know, this little one here, which used to be one of our busiest lines, is now, you know, our sort of central shuttle. That's now only running 40 passengers, but I'd say I'm going to keep that one in there. This line here that we were struggling with for so long, that's now running 122 passengers. So that's really good. It's great to see that that's improved. Let's take a look at our train lines. See which lines are no longer working. So this is our kind of a rail hub over here. So we start with this line here. This one's getting 48 passengers. It's not great, but it's not too bad. Which one of our lines is this one? It's this one here. It's only getting 20 passengers. I think it might be worth getting rid of that one now. Well, I suppose we don't really need it in a sense, because we've got 2 industrial lines going to different stations, and the reason I did that was just to make it a little bit easier for people changing, but no one seems to be using that line anymore, so I might just get rid of it. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this line. And what I'm going to do with this one, if I go into the line management here, if I can grab it. I've got 3 lines now on this station. I want to change that. So this line, I kind of want to relocate, but it won't let me grab it. See, I can move that stop there. It's not going to let me grab it. Alright, we're going to have to repurpose this line, so instead let's drag the stop. So if I drop it, it's going to go onto the wrong platform. We're going to need to rebuild that line from scratch. So let's delete it. So the line wants to start on this platform. So it needs to start at this station. Build that yellow line back in. Come on, give me a yellow colour. There we go. Where is the railway? There. Follow that up. Drop it in. Complete the line. There we go. So, let's just track that line now. This is the new line here. So at the moment, no passengers. But as more and more people start to use this line, that number should start to go up. So I'm going to sit here for a second. You can already see we've got passengers on the platform waiting for that train. And because we deleted it from the other station as well, we had 2 separate lines, one from each of these stations, both feeding over there. We should now get double the passengers that we had on just this one line, because we had 2 lines and it was kind of splitting the passenger load in half. Now we should get, you know, both sets of those passengers going onto just that one line that we've put in place. So once this updates, it says 1 passenger at the moment. We know it's more than that. Once this, you know, updates, we should hopefully see a nice little boost to the number of passengers using this line in our report. And we can see straight away we're getting a lot more than just 1. So I'm going to, we're almost at the end of our time limit, so I'm just going to pause for a second, let this catch up a bit, and then I'll come back to you in just a second. I've moved us over to the other side of the line now, the other end, the terminus, and passenger count seems to have stabilised at around 35, 37. It keeps fluctuating around this point here. So I think what we might actually have done is possibly pushed a few of our passengers onto other forms of transport. I think we may even have given this tram route here a little bit of a nudge. It's currently up to 285 passengers, so I think we've kind of relocated where some of our people were actually using transport. They're now using that as an alternative kind of transport link, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure if that is the case or not, but this, I was expecting this to be higher once we condensed it to just a single line, and that doesn't seem to be the case. So it's a useful little breakdown. You can see we've only got the 3 bus lines here. You know, a couple that are running around over here. That one's actually quite busy, 204 passengers. Our other line is this one here, services 79 people. That's not too bad. 18 people, that's our airport shuttle service. I'm going to keep that in place for now, but we'd probably end up removing that once we remove that airport. And once we further develop this area, hopefully we'll see an increase in our pathetic one person using this transport link. It's really bad. I just don't understand it. It's probably just bad placement of the stop. I might need to just redesign that line completely, or just rip it out. I'll probably rip it out and redo it somewhere else. So anyway, that's it for another episode of City Skylines Snowfall. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll see you again very soon.